Atira vanachari Dayorada Madhava Kunja-bihari Gopijanam Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira vanachari Dayorada Madhava Kunja-bihari Gopijanam Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Shutarashata Shri Srimad Vedantika Swami Abhay Charanaravindam Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Shutarashata Shri Srimad Vedantika Swami Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Maharaja Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Om Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Gopi Gopinath Radha Kunda Shyama Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Vrindavana Madhura Dama Ki Jai. Mayapura Navadvipa Dama Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Munamaya Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Nitai 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 Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Jai Shri Shri Guru Guranga. Jai Shri Shri Guru Guranga. Jai Shri Shri Guru Guranga. Jai Shri Gurudev. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet. Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaham Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Jayapataka Swami Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sinkubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Nice to see you all. Today we continue our study of wonderful Bhagavatam, beautiful Bhagavatam. This is Canto 3, the chapter 15, which is entitled Description of the Kingdom of God. And we will have to discuss today two verses, 22 and 23. So 22 I will read myself, and 23 then we will chant together. Vāpīṣu vidruma-taṭāsv amalāmṛtāpsu preṣyānvitā nija-vane tulasībhir īśam abhyarcatī svalakam unnasam vaktram uccheṣitaṁ bhagavatety amatāṅga yac-chrīḥ. Vāpīṣu, in the ponds, vidruma, made of coral, taṭāsu, banks, amala, transparent, amṛta, nectarean, apsu, water, preṣyānvitā, surrounded by maidservants, nija-vane, in her own garden, tulasībhir, this tulasi, īśam, the Supreme Lord, abhyarcatī, worship, su-alakam, with her face decorated with stilakam, unnasam, raised nose, īkṣya, by seeing, vaktram, face, uccheṣitaṁ, being kissed, Bhagavata, by the Supreme Lord, iti, thus, amṛta, sod, anga, O demigods, yat-śrīḥ, whose beauty, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The goddess of fortune worships the Lord in their own gardens by offering tulsi leaves on the coral-paved banks of transcendental reservoirs of water. While offering worship to the Lord, they can see on the water the reflection of their beautiful faces with raised noses. And it appears that they have become more beautiful because of the Lord's kisses, or kissing their faces. Purport. Generally, when a woman is kissed by her husband, her face becomes more beautiful. In Vaikuntha also, although the goddess of fortune is naturally as beautiful as can be imagined, she nevertheless awaits the kissing of the Lord to make her face more beautiful. The beautiful face of the goddess of fortune appears in ponds of transcendental clear water when she worships the Lord with tulsi leaves in her garden. Verse 23, it's on the board. Yana vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Chinvanti yenya vishayat kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nripirata saras. Tam stang shipant asharaneshu tamaksushhanta. Yanna vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Crinvanti yenya vishayah kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nribirata saras. Tam stang shipanta sharaneshu tamaksuhanta. Next, please. Yanna vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Crinvanti yenya vishaya kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nribirata saras. Tam stang shipatya sharaneshu tamaksushhanta. Yanna vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Crinvanti yenya vishaya kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nribirata saras. Tam stang shipatya sharaneshu tamaksushhanta. Yana vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Crinvanti yena vishaya kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nribirata saras. Amstam shipatya sharaneshu tamaksuhanta. Ladies, please. Vaishnavis. Na vrajanta gabido rachananuvadach. Crinvanti yena vishaya kukatha matigni. Yastu shruta hata bagar nribirata saras. Tam stang vipatya sharaneshu tamaksuhanta. Yat Vaikuntha. Na, never. Vrajanti, approach. Abhyarcatī, of the vanisher of all kinds of sins. Rachana, of the creation. anuvadat, then narrations, Shinvati, hear, ye, those who, anya, other, vishaya, subject matter, kukathaha, bad words, madhignihi, killing intelligence, yah, which, to, but, shruttaha, are heard, hatta bhagaih, unfortunate, nribbihi, by men, atta, taken away, saraha, values of life, tan, such persons, kshipanti, are thrown, asharaneshu, devoid of all shelter, tamatsu, in the darkest part of material existence, hanta, alas. Translation. It's very much regrettable that unfortunate people don't discuss the description of the Vaikuntha planets, but engage in topics which are unworthy to hear and which bewilder one's intelligence. Those who give up the topics of Vaikuntha and take to talk of the material world are thrown into the darkest region of ignorance. Purport. The most unfortunate persons are the impersonalists, who cannot understand the transcendental variegatedness of the spiritual world. They are afraid to talk about the beauty of the Vaikuntha planets, because they think that variegatedness must be material. Such impersonalists think that the spiritual world is completely void, or in other words, that there is no variegatedness. This mentality is described here as kukatha, matignih, intelligence bewildered by unworthy words. The philosophies of voidness and of the impersonal situation of the spiritual world are condemned here because they bewilder one's intelligence. How can the impersonalists and the void philosophers think of this material world which is full of variegatedness and then say that there is no variegatedness in the spiritual world? It's said that this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So unless there is variegatedness in the spiritual world, how can there be temporary variegatednesses in the material world? That one can transcend this material world does not imply that there is no transcendental variegatedness. Here in the Bhagavatam, in this verse particularly, it's stressed that people who try to discuss and understand the real spiritual nature of the spiritual sky and the Vaikunthas are fortunate. The variegatedness of Vaikuntha planets is described in relation to the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. But instead of trying to understand the spiritual abode and the spiritual activities of the world, people are more interested in politics and economic developments. They hold many conventions, meetings, and discussions to solve the problems of this worldly situation, where they can remain only for a few years. But they are not interested in understanding the spiritual situation of the Vaikuntha world. If they are at all fortunate, they become interested in going back home, back to Godhead. But unless they understand the spiritual world, they rot in this material darkness continuously. And one more, we chant the first verse, the verse 22. The goddesses of fortune worship the Lord in their own gardens by offering tulsi leaves on the coral-paved banks of transcendental reservoirs of water. While offering worship to the Lord, they can see on the water the reflection of their beautiful faces with raised noses, and it appears that they have become more beautiful because of the Lord kissing their faces. It's so beautiful verses. Actually, the first verse, the verse 22, it's Rasayana verse. We know that Rasayana in Ayurveda is the medicine which rejuvenate our body and our mind. And the same way in our terms, Rasayana is a verse laden with rasa. And rasa, that's something that rejuvenates our devotion, which rejuvenates our devotional life, giving a new impetus to go in it. And what is rasa? Here, rasa is described. So, rasa, that's a relationship with the Lord, the taste of which is very tasty. And here, rasa unveiled with vibhava. And vibhava is the first constituent of rasa. What is the vibhava? Vibhava is the stimulus of love. The bhava is which something that triggers our love, make it come out of the heart and appear, manifest in some activities outside of our body. So that's called vibhava. And vibhava could be alambana or udipana. Alambana, that's person. Who stimulates us? A person, either Krishna for the devotee or another person who has already relationship with the Lord. And therefore the spiritual energy emanates from him and we can feel it. And immediately we feel the response of our heart with the love. That's the action of svabhava. Immediately the love raised in the heart to be manifested outwardly. And this is called vibhava. So vibhava is a Lord, that's either Lord, or the very advanced, elevated person who is in a relationship with the Lord. And here we have Srimati Lakshmi Devi, who is the consort of the Lord, and she exhibits her vibhava. And for her vibhava, or something which stimulates her love towards the Lord, the tulsi leaf, that first touch, now she is going to offer the tulsi leaf to the Lord. And even touch to the tulsi leaf, we can imagine, we can behold whole picture. Actually, that's our deep meditation on this, because Brahmaji, with such a taste, describe all these wonderful details of the rasas there at Vaikuntha. We have to meditate on them, like step by step. That the first Lakshmiji lovingly pick up all the tulsi leaves from her garden, from the tulsi plant. And then she comes to the coral-paved banks of her own pond in the garden, and she leans over the crystal clear water of this pond to wash tulsi leaf. And lovingly she washes this tulsi leaf to offer it to the Lord. And then she comes back, and actually even mere touch to tulsi makes her so ecstatic. That's here vibhava, the tulsi, and this upcoming event of offering this tulsi to the Lord, that what triggers her love immediately on the spot. She can feel this love towards the Lord. And then lovingly, the next constituent of rasa is anubhava. It's something which follows vibhava, or the stimulus of love. And anubhava, that's external manifestation of this love. Okay, the love appeared in the heart and then overflows the heart and naturally comes out in some particular action. And this action for this devotee, for Lakshmiji, she wants immediately to offer this tulsi with love to the Lord. And it says that she knelt in front of the Lord. And she saw the beauty of this wonderful feet of the Lord. And petal-like toys with ruby-like nails of the Lord, emanating wonderful effulgence, rose, pinkish effulgence, and she is mesmerized. Her heart totally melted, and when she touched this wonderful lotus feet, she felt this. That's Anubhava. She offered immediately these tulsi leaves to the Lord, placing them on the toes of the Lord. Very beautifully described by the acharyas. So that's how rasa appeared, how rasa appeared on the scene of wonderful Vaikuntha environment. And then the Lord, seeing the beauty of her love, seeing how she's graciously moving, being impelled by her love to offer all this to the Lord, seeing her love with which she offers these tulsi leaves to the Lord, that's his vibhava, because the Lord also is in rasa. The rasa, that's loving exchange between us and the Lord. So whatever is given should be answered. And the Lord answering immediately, it's triggering his love. When he sees tulsi filled with such love, actually, the mood is here so nicely described by the acharyas that Lakshmi doesn't have, we can behold her mood, she doesn't have any envy, although the tulsi may be considered as her rival in this Madhurya relationship, but still, because she doesn't have it, and she is constantly aware of the super excellent qualities of the service which tulsi done for the Lord in the past, she is so eager. This awareness of the glory of tulsi, a wonderful service, make her eager to offer it to tulsi. Just the opposite picture here in the material world. It's called envy, but there is no envy. That's a wonderful characteristic of Vaikuntha planet. There is no envy there. And she offers it with such a love that Lord is so touched with the expression of her devotion, with her wonderful beauties that she described in this wonderful rasa exchange with the Lord. And he can't restrain himself. He just kissing her. It naturally comes as another anubhava of the Lord, the external expression of his love. And we hardly find in Bhagavatam or anywhere else that there is a description of such manifestation of love from the side of the Lord, that the Lord, Narayana, not Krishna, kisses someone. We don't see it usually. That's actually make us understand that that's very special mood of the Lord, in which he is so much absorbed in this love that externally it appears as kissing Srimati Lakshmi Devi. And in her turn, it becomes Anubhava for her, that kissing of the Lord. And even more love appeared, and externally it manifested in increase of her beauty. She becomes even more beautiful. So this is a chain, always chain of these wonderful exchanges with the Lord. And we can see the rasa increases there by the constant increase of its constituent, like vibhava and anubhava. Therefore, everything there growing. We know the love there grows, like exponentially. There is no such kind of stable love or still love. It's always growing because of this wonderful emotions exchange in rasa. And why Brahma described all these wonderful things here? It's also a good question, because this is an answer to the question of the demigods, like what is this darkness which spread around? Can you please tell us the reason? Can you please tell the cause of this? And he could have told immediately to them, okay, this is embryo in the womb of the deity, and because of being so demoniac, it just takes away your power and spreads the violence, which is part of mode of lower mode of nature there. But he instead, with such taste, explained the beauty of Vaikuntha planet, in which Kumaras enters now to meet the Lord, and thus this wonderful Leela takes place at the beginning. So why consciously he describes the beauty of Goloka? Because only Krishna-katha, only absorption of the mind in Krishna-katha, in the wonderful description of glories of the Lord, of his Rupa, beautiful Rupa, of the qualities of this Rupa, and the wonderful activities of this Rupa can mitigate all the sufferings. It can dispel the fear, because they were so frightened with this situation. And Brahma could understand that if he tells now the reason, it will not mitigate anything, it will not solve anything. And yasya ma shruyamana yam Krishna parama purusha bhaktir upadete pumsah shoka moha bhayapaha. When one is immersed, giving oral reception to wonderful Krishna-katha, then bhakti rises in the heart, like sprouting in the heart, the loving attachment to the Lord, loving feelings to the Lord, immediately on the spot when we hear. And therefore, all this shoka, moha, and bhaya shoka. What is the shoka? Lamentation, and moha, illusion, and bhaya, fear, that just mitigated all together. That's how we can, that's lesson for us also, how we can be detached from all these things in our life by hearing a Krishna-katha. And it's also a wonderful thing described here. It's in the second verse. So now we are coming to discussing of the second verse, verse 23. Actually, this is the main verse here in the third canto. This is the essence of third canto. This is the essence of all this study of material creation. For what? What is the purpose of this study? What is the purpose of this material world, the creation of this? What is our purpose in living here? This hearing of Krishna-katha. Because this Ishanu-katha, the seventh topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, which lead to mukti directly, liberation. The liberation is given on the spot because bhakti arises. That immediately means that liberation is there, but not just liberation, but taking shelter, taking ultimate shelter in Krishna. And this is the ninth topic, and shelter, the 10th topic, the ultimate shelter of the Lord. So only by hearing, and the phenomena is there, how it happening. When we hear, we remember. When we remember, we get attached to the Lord. And this is directly manifests our feelings. The more we attach, the more we in the relationship with the Lord. But if there is no katha, there is no remembrance. If there is no remembrance, there is no attachment. So how we can come to the Lord? It's wonderful chain of this transformation of our consciousness. And also katha is our strength. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati would ask how Balarama appeared in our life. Bala, strength. What is the strength in our life? How he manifests his strength in our life, because we have to have some strength to withstand all the difficulties in life and overcome them. So how this Bala will appear? And he said, by Katha. Your strength in Krishna-katha. If Katha is there, then you will have spiritual strength to overcome everything and come to the Lord. If Katha is not there, or it's not enough of Katha, not enough of hearing of glorification of the Lord, not enough of speaking, the Kirtan, Hari Kirtan is not there, then there is no chance to overcome anything. All these enemies which are there in the heart, they will still be there without Krishna-katha. And also it's explained by this anartha of forest fire. The first forest fire represents anartha of rivalry between the devotees. And the purport is like this: when there is no Krishna-katha, where our practice drying up, like those trees on the bank of Yamuna, it's very easily to damage our relationship with each other. It's like forest fire consumes these dry up trees on the bank. It was the purport. So rivalry or quarrelsome or any kind of disputes with the devotees, they start from lack of Krishna-katha, lack of hearing. Therefore, it's considered a very powerful method of devotional service. Hearing and then chanting. These two are especially. It's also described what happening when we meditate on the lila. And we have wonderful example of Srila Vyasadeva. Srila Vyasadeva was in trance to be able to receive the knowledge of Bhagavatam, because before he understood the impersonal aspect of the Lord. He was able to describe it, and then by contemplating, he realized Brahman, like Srila Vyasadeva. But it was not enough for writing, compiling such literature which will be endowed with love of Krishna. It was not enough to describe the glory of the Lord and his pastimes. So Narada Muni especially told him, you have to meditate on the pastimes of the Lord to be able to write this literature. And that's what he did. It was said that for 100 years he was absorbed in this meditation on the pastimes of the Lord. And then this trance of Srila Vyasadeva was explained wonderfully in the verse, actually 4 verses in the 7th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, starting from verse 7:4. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite male apashyat purusham purnam mayam chata dapashryaha. That's how it's going, the story. Bhakti yogena manasi. So he sat in the solitary places on the bank of Saraswati, and for 100 years was absorbed in what? Bhakti yogena, in bhakti yoga, in some particular kind of meditation on the pastimes of the Lord in his mind. Bhakti yogena manasi. He linked his mind with bhakti yoga to this reality of the Lord, to Goloka Vrindavan. And then samyak pranihite amale. His mind become samyak pranihite. Pranihite means fully concentrated, fully absorbed. And this state which bring it to amale. Amale means totally pure. That's how we can purify our mind, by constant concentration on something connected with the Lord. And in this case, because we are speaking, the second verse, verse 23, speaks about Krishna-katha. That's how we have to be absorbed ourselves in Krishna-katha, with rapt attention. And then some miracle happened. Actually, it's explained by described and explained by Jiva Goswami in his purport to these verses. Bhakti gena manasi samyak pranihite amale apashyat purusham purnam. He saw. What he saw? Purusham purnam, not just Purusha, because so many forms of the Lord we can consider them Purusha, but Purusham purnam, that means Krishna on Goloka Vrindavan, with all his energy. Purna means full, with the energies of the Lord. All the energies were there. So he was able to see all this where Manasi, in Manasa. It was not concocted, it was not intellectually proceeded until he understood this reality. It was opened in the mind, revealed in the mind. That's what we called it a revelation. It's not mental something, it's not mental process, it's not mental understanding, it's revealed. This reality becomes part of our mind. And further, he explains that it was samadhi. And meaning of samadhi, in the samadhi, a knower becomes one with the object of samadhi. Someone who explores something, meditating on something, like in this case on Goloka Vrindavana, becomes one with it. It's interesting, it's not that oneness, which we, or Mayavadis understood under oneness. It's not that one. We're not becoming one instance of merging, but this part of our meditation enters into the heart. And for this, mind, meaning heart, has to be still. Totally pure, like still waters of the crystal clear lake. And in this state, the mind regains its ability to reflect. It's like a darpana, it's like a mirror. So when it's clean and when it's not covered with anything, it reflects naturally whatever is placed in front of it or above it. All right? So the same with our mind. And another wonderful example here is a rock crystal. It's something very special, and Rupa Goswami very often use this example. Whatever is placed in front of this rock crystal becomes reflected in the crystal itself. And you can see that item, that object in the crystal. You can see the reflection of it in the crystal if you see. For this crystal should be pure, for this crystal should have some particular structure. And this is our mind. In this analogy, this crystal is our mind when it comes to the state of being tranquil and being absorbed in meditation, being concentrated. So for this we have to somehow stop all the activities of the mind. It's not easy, but this is how it should be. The same as Srila Vyasadeva saw in his meditation, whole Goloka Vrindavana, then he was able to describe it. The same way, by meditating on this reality, we will understand Bhagavatam. There is no other way. It's not intellectual process. It's revelation in the heart. Then next what happens, like when the mind regains this ability to reflect this a wonderful abode of the Lord, then it comes in naturally as the imprint of this abode. And the mind takes form of this object of meditation. It's very interesting. And you become that. So mind shaped like that reality. It's a kind of, the Jiva Goswami explains it, it enters into the mind, and mind shaped at this reality. Therefore, it can naturally understand this reality, because this reality becomes part of our nature. meaning the soul from within, in this mind, it beholds this reality, thus naturally understanding it. It's there, just revealed, and you see and you understand because it's part of you. It's very nice idea how it's happening. That's our approach to Lila. That's how we have to meditate on Lila to understand it. Otherwise, there is no way. Although intellectually we can accept this information, we can somehow proceed this information, but until it's revealed in the heart, we will not be able to understand. Neither enter. That's the main point. That's the purport. What is it for about? It's about our entering into this reality to please the Lord. That's how we enter, through meditating on the pastimes of the Lord. And, okay, we don't have so much time. I think we have to finish here. And if you have some questions.
Thank you, Mataji, for a wonderful explanation. I just wanted to share the similarity in the section where it's birth of Lord Krishna. In there it's mentioned that in normal living entities, Lord Vishnu manifests in the heart. But in that section it says, Shyam Sundar transforms and he enters in the heart of in the mind of a Vaishnava and in the heart. So actually it's Shyam Sundar who resides in the heart of a Vaishnava. So I just thought I wanted to share that with you regarding the similarity.
Yes, that's how our Paramatma, when time comes, he appears as our worshipable deity. Whoever we want to worship, whoever we admire, whoever we have as a loving object of our meditation, of our service, this form of the Lord will appear in the heart. And for us, of course, it's Shyama Sundar or Gaura Sundar, or both of them, like meaning Radha and Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, thank you.
What is material world? I mean, a solar system is under material world?
It's part of it. It's part of it. There is a sun, there are different planets, there are different levels of these planets, but it's not just these 9 planets which are described in our astronomy science. The totality of these planets are innumerable. We cannot even imagine. There are 7 layers of them under our Earth. They called subterranean planetary system. And then we have our Bhumandala, that's earthly, a planetary level. And then we have heavens. And then we have a higher planets of the demigods and sages, and finally Lord Brahma, and finally Devi Dhamma, and Mahesh Dhamma, and then Hari Dhamma. All of them, they are there. And for this, we have to study 5th canto as well, and 3rd canto as well. And then whole description of the structure of the universe is given there. And also, we will see it when our TLVP will be opened. It will be wonderfully explained by different experts there.
How much Vaikuntha Dham is big?
How big?
How much? How much big?
Is bigger than anything that we can imagine. It's said that Our material world is just a seed. This universe is just a seed in the pot of master seeds. And the spiritual world is unlimited. All this material universe is just one seed comparatively to unlimited sky of Vaikuntha planets. And the top of this spiritual sky is Goloka Vrindavan. And it's the biggest planet. And we cannot even measure it.
For our understanding, Prabhupada says that this is actually, this material world is ek pad vibhuti, 1/4, and 3/4 is in spiritual world.
Yeah, yeah.
Prabhupada says this. This world, ek 1/4, ek pad vibhuti.
Yeah, but these 3/4 they are unlimited. 3/4, it's when we can describe them in these terms of mathematic term. It started as 1/4, but then it started as 3/4, and then it just going unlimitedly. I think we have to stop here. Thank you so much, and Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Bol.